Right, good morning and welcome back, Racing Post TV, back to Sandhill Racing Stables, and welcome to the Cheltenham sort of build-up and Aintree build-up. We're now middle of February, so a lot of horses are going to have one more run before Cheltenham, but equally we're gearing up towards Cheltenham now. We're only 5 weeks away, and a lot of exciting prospects to be going there with. We've got sort of colour squadron for the Supreme Novices. And we've got Fingal Bay for the Neptune, Captain Chris for possibly the Gold Cup or the Ryanair. So we've got a lot of exciting horses to be going there with. The season so far has had its ups and downs, as we do. We've had a lot of near misses. The Halden Gold Cup, Captain Chris looked like he was going to win until he didn't quite stay with Richard Johnson over the last, as with Menorah on that same day in his first novice chase. Colour Squadron might have won the Tolworth Hurdle if he'd stayed in a straight line. Featherbed Lane was narrowly pipped off in the Lanzarote. So we've had a lot of horses running very well in a lot of big races, but we haven't actually won that many big races this season, but they're all to come, and we're very much looking forward to the rest of this spring, with a lot of horses having had a little bit of a break during the sort of the wetter period of the winter, and now coming back fresh and ready to go for the spring with Cheltenham, Aintree, Punchestown, some of their big race targets. So although things haven't gone 100% to plan so far this season, we've got big hopes, big expectations, and a lot to look forward to. This is Dermy and Darren O'Dwyer, who rides him every day. Dermy is had a long time off, but has had one run back for us and would have run very well at Cheltenham, but for his very moderate jumping. We've schooled him a lot since, and his jumping at home has been exceptional. And I spoke to Richard Johnson about him after that run, and he just thought that the speed and freshness of not having had a run for a long time was probably all due to it. And Richard actually schooled him the day before yesterday, and he schooled very well indeed. And he has actually got an entry in the Champion Hurdle, but is more likely to run the County Hurdle. This is Menorah, who his first novice chase at Exeter jumped impeccably and looked like he'd probably win until decanting Richard at the last. It's a very testing, trying day that day, and things have gone okay since, until he went to Doncaster last time out and galloped straight into the third fence. Since when he and Captain Chris have both been to Yogi Bryzner's for 4 or 5 days intensive schooling. They've both schooled twice since they've been to Yogi's. Rich has been down to ride them, and they both schooled immaculately. And Captain Chris will probably go straight to Cheltenham, either the Ryanair or the Gold Cup. We haven't decided yet. And Menorah will probably go straight to Cheltenham for the Arkle. As Richard said, he's had plenty of experience now on the race course and at home, and obviously with Yogi's schooling as well. And so there's no reason that he shouldn't go there and hopefully redeem himself. And Sound, who was allotted £11 stone 5 in the national, the Grand National weights yesterday. So he'll run in the Racing Post Chase and then run the Grand National, all being well. He's a horse that jumps very well, and he's not overly exuberant, so which I think his style of jumping will suit Aintree. He's not too flash, just goes about it nice and quietly. So all being well, that's the plan. Captain Chris coming down towards us, leading the string this morning. He's just having a routine canter this morning. He had a piece of work yesterday, worked very well. As I touched on earlier, both Captain Chris and Menorah have been to Yogi Bryzner's for 5 days in the last couple of weeks. Due to the fact that Captain Chris jumped violently right last time, Menorah fell at the third fence just to, you know, practice their schooling and gain their confidence as much as anything else. Yogi is a top-class eventer. He actually teaches I think it's the New Zealand event team, and he does a lot of just basic groundwork, whereas we're schooling over conventional race fences. He goes back to you know, show jumping and just sort of groundwork, just to get them going back to the basics rather than jumping at speed. He's teaching them just to arch their back and get in and jump show jumps rather than, you know, conventional, you know, racing fences. Richard Johnson actually went down and schooled both horses when they were with Yogi, and that went particularly well. Again, just over show jumps, and then we've schooled the horses, you know, both of them 2 or 3 times since they've been back here, and they certainly seem to be jumping more fluently with a lot more confidence since they've been there. So, and they were having physiotherapy work on them while they were away. Mary Bromley's been working with Liz, our physio in the yard, very closely since they've been back, just to work on their muscle tone. And so I hope that we got things right and that we can get them back to winning ways sooner rather than later, preferably about the middle of March in the Gloucestershire area. So this is Captain Chris here. You happy with him there? Yeah, good, good. Moving well and everything. I say Chris rides him every day, so he knows him better than anyone. So if he's happy, I'm happy. Then we've got Minora and Kaylee. Were you happy with them? Yeah. Good. Moving okay. Yeah. Kaylee looks after him and is taking full advantage of Tim Dennis going racing today, who usually rides him. But, no, he's in good form, looks well, so I say the schooling's gone particularly well since he's come back from Yogi, so everything's going in the right direction. Two Cheltenham favourites go down the drive together. So far so good. He'll have one more run before Cheltenham and then hopefully go straight there for the triumph.